You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Well, hey everyone, welcome back to Zero Dark 30 plus a minute or so. And we're going to just have to talk about this debate thing. A lot of interesting perspectives. How did people see things? Whoa, where do I even start? That was a lot of really dry, boring shit. But when you take it apart, you look at the ingredients and you look at the consequences of those thoughts, actions, statements, etc. It was a rather disgusting episode. It really was disgusting to listen to. Right off the bat, the moderators were extremely biased. They asked maybe two questions of Kamala that seemed to be, well, seemingly were difficult. What that tells me is she was prepared for those questions. She even knew they were coming because they didn't faze her. And if there's anything about Kamala Harris, folks, is that she's easy to faze. Now, I'll be honest. I expected her to really suck and just fail. But she didn't do a Joe Biden. So all of her practice worked. Now, since she's done nothing in her entire career except fuck people over, what that tells me is she was very practiced. The practicing paid off. Her lies sounded like genuine statements a human being would make. She didn't break into any cackling fits. The stuff that we kind of expected. But here's the deal. The moderators were as biased as could be, but they're practiced as well. They made it appear like they were being fair, but they really were not. They weren't. One person I talked to said Trump was continually being stopped, and Kamala was allowed to always finish her thoughts and her sentence without being interrupted. Now, let's just get right down to it. What Kamala did all night long was lie. She lied her ass off. She was a hypocrite. She projected what she does on Trump. Typical stuff. The same kind of lying we saw out of Hillary and Obama and every other Democrat. They'll just stand there and lie right to your face. Lied to everyone in America, everyone on the planet. She just lied. Now, I expected Trump to be more fireworks, more accusatory. But I think his experience said, just sit back and let her lie. And I'll tell you why. Because people that watch the debate are strongly interested in politics. And so they're not going to change sides. But he's going to take her lies and then he's going to put them up against things that she said and facts and use it in campaign evidence that they will take, to shopping malls, commercial airtime, flyers, and they're going to use that to discredit her. And again, no one's going to change their mind except for those last few people on the very last day. We're going to be like, I listened and waited the whole time, and then I chose. Well, what they're going to do is wait to see who's going to be the winner and then pick that side, because that's what those people do, is they always look to see who's leading in the poll at the very, very end. That's bullshit. They're chicken shit. They're weak. They don't know anything. They just want to let everyone else make the decision for him in a popularity contest. Now, let us continue if we shall. What were some of the lies? Well, let me give you a Kamala lie. I'm not going to take your guns. In fact, Tim Walz and I both have guns. So just stop that. Folks, ridiculous. Ridiculous. She wants to, day one, use executive authority to confiscate weapons. She said it. She said it. She said, how much does she have to say? Well, how about the moderators? What lie did they have? Trump brought up the illegal aliens eating people's pets, killing ducks and geese, other wildlife in the areas. The moderators jumped in and said, that's just not true. That's just not true. Well, the footage is out there. There's police cam footage out there. There's people being interviewed, people taking pictures. So which is it? It can't be both, right? It can't be both. It can't be a lie and the truth. So which is it? It has to be one. Kamala is a serious liar. Now, how did she pull it off? She's an incredible liar. Stood there with a straight face. I was really hoping Trump would say something about Willie Brown, but I think that would probably invite a lot of attacks. By the way, she was wearing earrings that looked remarkably like earrings that have a little speaker on them. So she could be getting prompts and cues. Once again, cheating, lying, bullshit. Right? I believe that she was wearing something because she didn't get tripped up. A woman who can't explain what a woman is, how to define a woman, couldn't have done that debate. She was practiced and had her cues, so she could lie. More lies? Where do you start? Right? Energy. She's not against fracking. She's not against energy discovery. That's the very first thing that Biden and she did was shut everything down. I think that the easiest way to bring it up and say, well, if there is more energy, right? If there's more oil and gas being created than ever, which is what Kamala said, then why have prices at the pump doubled since they took office? Why have they doubled? And worse, because there is less oil. Yes, there is more competition for it. Yes, there is less supply. It's a supply demand curve, but she could sit there and lie to everyone's face. Lie. So Trump is not going to win any Trump supporters away from Kamala. Kamala is not going to win any Trump supporters away from Trump. But what is going to happen is the voter base is going to be excited or not excited. You see, that's just it. It's about exciting the voter base to get people to come out to vote. We're a long way from the elections. We're still 7 weeks from the elections. I don't know if Kamala excited anybody. She did say that Trump was disgusting. Was that the word she used 3 times? And she continually called him a liar. And I thought she was actually very, very rude with her facial expressions. I can't stand the bitch anyways. That's probably a biased opinion on my part. But she was rude. She kept saying all he's going to do is call names and berate and blah, 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 blah. Well, she seemed to be the one doing that. Typical Democrat lie, typical Democrat projection. But I really found it fascinating that that viewers, that people that were watched, that were sitting in focus groups, they didn't buy her shit. They didn't believe it. Now, it's because I believe they weren't going to believe it. And they were looking for her lies. She lied about Afghanistan. She lied about every single topic. He asked her, and Trump made a comment. Made a comment about, oh, geez, people in traffic. And I lost my place in my head, right? Unbelievable. He asked her about immigrants, illegal immigrants, getting the government to pay for their transgender surgeries. She didn't even address it. She didn't even deny it. There's so many things she couldn't deny. I don't think she wanted to deny that because she would piss off the fruitcakes and they'd be sad and they wouldn't vote for her. She lied about Israel and her support for it. It was incredible. It's going to get uglier, folks. It truly is. Watch the debate. But I think that would be more important than that because she lied so much. She had answers. She kept talking. Well, here's the other thing. Platitudes. Well, I'm going to do this and let's move forward. She didn't name one policy. She didn't name and line out her policy. They tried making Trump line out his healthcare policy. They asked Kamala about her policy. She's like, we're just going to make things great. It's going to be superb. Blah, blah. You know, it's interesting. But this is what we're going to continue to get. So do not be surprised. The lies will continue. We will continue to point them out. But your best gauge is to go on X, Twitter. I think that's the best gauge because you're going to see all kinds of lies pointed out and hypocrisy and the consequences of these lies. Anyways, folks, it was a boring shit show. But I sacrificed myself. I'll see you guys tonight for the afternoon broadcast. Until then, God bless America.